Come see this thing 1584. Let them fight. Prevention is cheaper. Hark the Harkonnens. This is a series where I summarize rantatonne posts made up of at least 3 things I have read, seen, or heard. First question. Does it take one to know one? The Roken News video here goes to Yale University, to the neighborhood around them. College towns is a common thing in the United States of America. I went to a school in West Virginia. When you have those ones in the rural areas, there's normally a lot of commerce and people just come up around the towns. But when you have them in the cities, especially the Ivy League schools like Catholic University, which I went for a visit with, that was in DC, it was a hood area, so high crime area, low income, people in the neighborhoods are struggling. Then you have these really wealthy people normally coming from upper middle class to upper class, little kids coming and living in this environment that's just entirely artificial. Everything is kind of done for them. And I have this other realization about high school that I'll talk about in some other place. But regardless, it's just showing the contrast of how these people are living in this privilege, and then they're surrounded by all these people who are just in destitution. And what does that do with the mentality of the people who are the privileged sort? Why don't they also just go out of their little privileged enclaves and do something? It's more like, why won't somebody else do something about these people out there instead of the people who are in the university actually doing something about the people out there? And they might carry that on to the rest of the world. Like, I want to have my protected little enclave, my little protection in my section, and all those other people with other struggling situations. Somebody else needs to do something about that. Next question. Where are the monuments for the peacekeepers? I shall probably be featuring every episode from the Provoked show for the near future with Daryl Cooper and Scott Horton. This time they're talking about the price of empire, just the cost of the things, the monetary cost, but also the opportunity cost, the cost in lives, and the other things that it costs to have an empire like the United States of Americas. And that reminded me of something I realized when I was a kid. I think I was still in my teens, had traveled around the world a bit, a few different continents, and I was thinking there's no way that the rest of the world could have a standard of living like in America. The amount of currency purchasing power out there outstripped the amount of actual goods and services available. Like, the rest of the world could not catch up. So there was something wrong with the system that I was seeing. And in this Provoked episode, Scott Horton is previewing his upcoming book called America First, and it just talks about how the United States of America, the empire of the United States of America, cannot export America. It can't Americanize the rest of the world. Even with fiat currency, it just can't do it and still maintain enough of what makes America America without that having to be sacrificed to try to chase this global empire. Last question. What's the worst that could happen to NYC? President Donald J. Trump of the United States of America gets this at some point. I think he understands that to have America be great, you can't afford to be the warfare, welfare state that's going out into the rest of the world. I'm not sure how he feels about the internal use of warfare and welfare state, but it is at least less than someone like Mamdani, who's probably going to be New York mayor. On that same theme of somebody who overcame the establishment, took over, and then his ambitions ended up in ruin, which I hope Trump is not going to actually do, but maybe Mamdani will. There's a video here by Dami Lee that looks into Giedi Prime from the Dune movie, which is a Denis Villeneuve excellent series of dealing with the Dune books by Frank Herbert, and this is the Harkonnen planet that's like under that black sun, black light where everything's, all the colors are bleached out. The imagery and motifs from recent European history should be clear to most people for Giedi Prime. Really looking forward to part 3.